iron in the soul. What's up, YouTube? This is your big brother King Jabez, back today with another very important message. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on Instagram at the King Jabez, as well as my website, theironsoul.com. Whatever you decide to do, it will be greatly appreciated. I got a good one for you guys today. And my first thought was to save this to Monday. I figured it would be a good Monday motivation type video to begin your week. But I feel like you all need this download over the weekend. I feel like you need this one today, Sunday, to prepare for the week ahead of time. Today's video is entitled, Passing the Humiliation Ritual Makes You Better, and You Must Ignore the Bitter. For those of you who have followed the Iron and Soul content over on TikTok, King Jabez, you have heard me say this over and over and over and over again. We must get better, not bitter. And so today, let's really clearly define what that means, how to do that, and why, more importantly, this is such a necessary message right now today. But let's begin with the very humbling and sad truth. Most people don't get better from their trials. They don't. They become bitter. They have a grudge against people. They want to hurt. They become sabotagers. They become haters. They become trolls. So let's begin with the obvious truth to me is that most people don't do this. So it is easy to say this out of our mouths. But if we make a very clear assessment of the people around us, let's be real, ask ourselves, are most of them getting better? Or have they become bitter people? Have they become cruel people? You know, the vagabond that we talked about. That's why the video was so popular, because so many people have become that. They're not nice people. They're cruel, hateful. They project their insecurities and hate onto you. They don't support nothing you got going on. Everything's a competition. Quiet about what's helping them. And when they have resources, they won't share. So we do not live at all in a friendly society. So, you know, let's be honest. Most people will play the game. They will do what they've been trained to do, to be polite, to be professional, to do what makes them look like a good person. But what do they think about you truly in their heart? They may not want the best for you. They're not always your friend. And there is a difference, chosen ones, in being someone's friend versus being friendly, right? You can be friendly without being a friend. A friend, to me, is mutual respect. Let's start right there. We have a mutual respect for each other, a mutual love. I want to see the best for you. You want to see the best for me. We have a bond where you can call me out for stuff I'm doing that's wrong. And I can call you out, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of concern because you know I care about you. You see, you have to earn the right to correct. I believe that. And I believe with my content, if I might say myself, over the last close to 5 years, hundreds of videos, hundreds of hours studying, I feel like I've earned the right to at times say some hard stuff to you. I've earned that because I've shown a lot of love. I've given a lot of free information. And so now I'm in a position where you all, a lot of you at least, trust me to speak into your lives. Otherwise, you wouldn't watch me. And if you don't, you shouldn't be watching me, in my opinion. I wouldn't watch anybody with this type of content if I didn't trust and speak to my life. And so as you and I have, I like what Prince says. Prince, that's my boy now. This experience. Some of you don't like that, but I'm going to say it anyway. And as we go through this, I'm in a good mood, as you can tell. As we go through this experience of life on earth, the dash in between. What do I mean by that? You have eternity past, going to my theology background now, eternity past and eternity future. And time is just the dash in between. So what you and I are experiencing right now is this dash in between. And in that dash in between, we experience all parts of human nature, love as well as hate, bonding as well as at times breakups. And so with that, if we're not careful, and not just pointing the finger at other people, I mean, even me, all of us, if we are not careful, if we are not intentional about our energy, the experiences we've had, because face it, we all have, let's talk about the obvious, we all have been hurt, right? We all have been at some point lied on. We've been talked about, called off our name, disappointed, betrayed, and all of that pain, if we're not careful, it can bring out the worst in us. And let me say this. This is not me, because I gotta add this disclaimer. You gotta be careful with this teaching. This is not me suggesting that you just become this pushover and you live a life of you're not in reality. I'm not teaching that. You can stand your ground. You can stand up for yourself. That's not bitter. That's just doing what you got to do. So this is not a speech. Let me make that clear, because I think some of you are hearing that. I'm not saying that. There's a time for everything. And so I'm not suggesting that you become a person that's a target. What I am suggesting is that you don't allow what has happened to you to define who you are. Can I say that any clearer than that? In other words, that hard time doesn't define me. Let me get real personal for a minute. The time I went to prison as a 17-year-old boy, that doesn't define me. I've got over that a long time ago. Haven't been back since. Okay, I've been out years. And, I don't let hard times define me. That's why I call myself iron and soul. That's what it means. What I go through doesn't make me. I make myself. God's help makes me. The decisions I make. You understand? So let's get serious now. I'm trying to be nice. Let me go ahead and tee up on you right now. Let me go ahead and switch gears. Don't nothing define me. You hear me? That's how I think. Whatever I've been through, that was an experience. That was something that I learned from. It happened. Either because the Most High allowed it or because of decisions I made myself. Sometimes just bad decision. Whatever the case may be, that doesn't make me who I am. My character makes me who I am. Let's talk for a second. The wisdom I have makes me who I am. The decisions I make each day, come on now, that makes me who I am. Controlling myself in my private chamber, okay? That makes me who I am. You understand? And this is how we have to think as chosen men and women on this earth. And especially when you have good energy. Okay, let me say that. When you have good energy, okay, people will gravitate to that. Let's start the positive. They want to be around you. They can, you can encourage other people. There's a time in others' lives when they are not strong enough, listen to this, to carry themselves. Can I take it to the Bible for a second? Is that okay? You who are strong must bear the infirmities of the weak. So there are times when, I'll speak for myself, I'll be honest, when I was not strong enough to carry my own burdens. You say, Aaron, what do you mean by that? There was a time in my life when I was so broken and weak spiritually that I had to lean on my superiors. I had to lean on my mentors. I had to lean on my teachers. That's why I call myself a big brother now, because I've experienced having big brothers. I've experienced having people pour into my life and help me when I didn't have answers myself. You see? So being strong at times is being wise enough to ask for help. Being strong is being smart enough to let someone pour into you who may know more than you know, who has experienced more than you've experienced. So what I'm trying to say as a chosen one, when you have this type of strength, people are leaning on you. They feel your energy. They're getting enlightenment. They're getting motivation. Hey, I'm not being arrogant, but I know there are people who watch me pretty much every day for guidance, for motivation, for encouragement. And I feel the weight of that. That is a responsibility. I feel that weight. Okay, this is let me say this, creating this type of content, it is a privilege, but it is also a huge responsibility. And I've been through therapy, and my therapist asked me, how do you carry that weight? And me being iron, I tried to downplay it. No, it's not a big, and it is a big deal. Okay, I can't downplay it anymore. It's a big deal. Having thousands of people watch you and having the responsibility before God to speak into your lives, this is not a game. What I am saying, the Most High is watching me talk to you people. Talk to you men, talk to you women. This is serious. This is real life. So yes, this is a weight, and that weight gives me a strength, and that strength empowers you. This is how this works. It is a mutual exchange of energy. The encouragement you all give me, the messages, because I always talk about the bad messages. There's a lot of good messages, and I need to speak on them more. There have been a lot of people who have been really kind to me over the last 4.5 years. Let me say that. I can't name names, but it's a bunch of y'all. Y'all reach for brother. And I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about support, encouragement, always there, man, tapping in. How you doing? That's been there. And what happens sometimes, the negativity, the hate, am I speaking now? That sometimes can overshadow all the good. And many of you have experiences in your own life. You cannot allow. Let me tie this. I'm gonna tie it together eventually. Give me a second. I'm working. I got the car and drive. Let me get there. I know you say, "Come on, big bro, give me something." Let me get there. Many of you are driving this car life, and you have to look at the good too. This is how you get better. You can't look at all the bad. Yes, the bad is there, but how much time do we spend thinking about how people have been good to us? The kind words people have spoken to us. The good days. You see, we have to look at that and keep ourselves in a place where we're consistently getting better and we are refusing to get bitter. So I'm not saying to live in a fantasy world, because you guys who follow me, you know I'm against that too. I'm not saying to get to a place where we are now practicing what I would refer to as toxic positivity. You say, Iron, how can positivity be toxic? It's toxic when it's absent of truth. See, a lot of y'all think to be positive, I have to be less truthful. I know you're mad at me right now. I told you I'm in a good mood. I'm laughing. I'm in a good mood today. I know you don't like this. You can't positive. If in other words, this is me. I speak for myself. If you have to lie to me to be positive, that's not positive, right? Positivity is also truthful, and it's not necessarily what you say, but it is how you say it. So you can speak the truth in love according to the Greek scriptures. That's important. But I don't want a person to lie to me. I don't want a flattering divination or slight healing, right? To really experience abundance and to experience a life of happiness and joy and peace in this temporary experience we call life. So, how do you get better? How do you get better? Probably, I'm saying, because some of you probably, okay, I hear you, big bro. How do I do this? You don't know how they did me. Okay? All the money they cause, problems they cause for me. The heartache, the betrayal. I was with this man for 10 years and he betrayed me. Huh? I was with this woman for 10 years and she betrayed me. Huh? I was at this job for 10, 15 years and they treated me like I was a nobody and she got rid of me. So, you had these experiences. I get that. So you say, okay, big bro, since you know everything, right? How do I deal with that, big bro? Come on, give me something. Okay, I'll give you something. It's not what you go through, but it's how you come out. I'm ready for you today. Come on, I feel good. I have my coffee. I got slept good. You know what I mean? I've been getting up at 5 all week for those who've been following me over on Instagram. So I slept in today. So I am well rested. That's probably where all this joy coming from. So yeah, I'm ready for you. My boy, sis, you, ma'am, sir, have to make that decision that it's not what I go through, but I am going to decide. I am going to decide how I come out of this experience. That is the power, my friend, that you and I have. You see, we can't control what people do, but you and I can control how we respond to it. Oh, I'm ready for you. I told you I'm in a good mood. I have my coffee. I have another cup now. Okay? Because this is a word for you. I can't control what you do to me. I mean, to a certain extent, you know what I mean? You ain't just do anything to me. But, I mean, that part, no, let me calm down. But I will say this. I can't control everything. But I can control how I respond to it. That's what you and I have to do. I can control my response. And I have to be honest, I'm not perfect. There are times when I'm not, there have been times in my life when I was not proud of my response. Okay? And I'm sure you can say that too. I know we can. We're human, right? I've not always been proud of my response. I'm sure you haven't either. And there have been times, okay, flip side of the coin, when I handled the situation very well. And others saw that too. So it's give and take. We all grow at our own pace through this human experience. You guys know me. I'm all about practicality. What do? Let's break it down. And I'm not going to put this in order of importance. I don't even have any notes. I'm speaking clearly from the heart today. I had no notes for this. Only notes I have for this video today, if you might know. The only notes I have for today's video was a title. I spent some time earlier in reading and reflection, write down titles, and now I'm just speaking by inspiration. Because a lot of y'all ask me, okay, what do you come up with this? What books you read? What you are experiencing from me is the outpouring of years of study. You can't duplicate that. It comes from years of study, reflection, reading. And that's my first point. We get better by craving knowledge. We have to sit down and stay chosen ones. If we are chosen men and women, we have to discipline ourselves and learn and enjoy the process of learning. Now, I think what has made this process so unenjoyable is the public school system. And I'm getting myself to some deep water. I'm even talking about that. I mean, touch on this briefly. But the school system makes learning something that a lot of people, especially the boys, growing up being one of the boys, isn't enjoyable. It's something I gotta go here and get this over with as quick as possible. Can't wait to get out of here, right? And as we get into the real world, and a lot of that knowledge was not even helpful for us, didn't help us one bit. That's what knowledge becomes to us. It's all this meaningless information. You see what I'm saying? And it comes through once we mature and get out here into the real world, as we all have, and we out here trying to figure it out, pay bills, connect with other people, build relationships, build a business. Now we realize, oh no, I need some knowledge. Okay, that school stuff ain't gonna help me right now. I need to learn something that's gonna help me deal with my current reality. And so a lot of you all start studying business. Some of you study psychology. Some of you start studying the different industries: music, fashion, tattoo artists, barbers, beauticians. You get my point. You start basically just surfing the internet, videos like this, to learn how do I navigate through all of the stuff coming my way. And we all have that in common. I would say, to add to that, stay consistent with your spiritual disciplines. I'm going to keep on saying this. Continue to meditate. I want to spend some more time meditating today, to be honest, but I say, you know what, let me talk to my audience. But that was my plan. I was going to meditate for a while. And I try to be led by the Spirit. And I wanted to meditate. That's what I wanted to do. But I felt the Most High nudging me to get on my phone and talk to my audience. And that's what I'm doing today. But I understand that it is so important to tap into the spirit realm through meditation, through fasting. This will quiet your mind. This will help you get peace. You're going to get ideas by doing this. You're going to get some ideas for your business by meditating. You're going to have a peace of mind through fasting. You'll feel better physically. I would say, to add to that, take care of your physical body. I'm not saying you have to be a bodybuilder. I'm not saying you got to be in the gym, 6 days a week. But I would say you have to spend at least 3 to 4 days a week at the gym, on a treadmill, walking, something to take care of your physical body. This is our temple. Okay, this is the vehicle that you and I will use on the earth. It doesn't matter how smart you are. If this breaks down, you're not going nowhere. You hear me? So we have to, we can't be so, in other words, there's some people, you are so smart, but you don't take care of your body. That's not smart. Okay, this is my vehicle. Okay, all the knowledge we have, all the gifts we have, the abilities, if this breaks down, what are you going to do with all that? So I say a part of getting better is taking care of yourself. You can't allow, and let me speak this calmly, the pressures of life to cause you to look for comfort in the wrong sources. So what happens is, when the pressure comes, now we want to drink. We want to use drugs. And this is not me condemning. Okay, I'm not condemning you for whatever you do. Once again, whatever you do is your business. You are a grown man or grown woman. But as your big brother, I want to encourage you not to do that. Okay, let me say that. And to do what is important for your physical health. So the drinking isn't the answer. The alcohol is not the answer. The smoking is not the answer. Healthy living is the answer. Wellness, going for a walk, getting that fresh air, taking advantage of the natural resources the Most High has given us to have an effective life. Now, let's get a little more personal. Sometimes we get better by confession. We have to confess and get a lot of stuff off of our heart. We have to let go of all that hurt, right? This is me speaking to you now. We have to let go of the hurt. Carrying that bitterness, it's a weight. And this is why some of you, in your own private chamber, you have been experiencing a lot of tears. Tears are not necessarily a bad thing. Tears are often a sign and a symbol of spiritual release. So you're carrying these weights, and as a human, as a person who is not perfect, you have to get rid of that weight somehow. And so many of you are crying, not because you are unstable, not because you are a weak person. This is the Most High's way of letting you get released, because you won't do it any other way. Right? A lot of us are strong-willed, and we just keep handling everything come our way, and we have to get an outlet somehow. And so often your tears are a symbol of spiritual release. So as I wrap up today's message, and I trust this will be a blessing for you on this Saturday, you have to get better. You got to ignore the bitter. People who refuse to change, you have to separate. Those who want to drain your energy, you have to separate. People who do not want to help you, but want to bring you down. You have to separate. You cannot carry the talent, the gifts, the abilities, the responsibilities you have, and also carry people who are consistently draining the energy or resources that you have. Resources are not just money. Sometimes resources are your spiritual powers that you tap into, the ability you have, the downloads you're receiving. You have to be careful how you share your energy. Everything is based on that. And that's an important message for today. As chosen people, we got to get better. We have to ignore the bitter. In other words, we cannot save everybody. You have to save yourself. You have to care about yourself. Help who you can, when you can, as I've already shared in today's video. But you don't want to make the mistake of having the wrong people around you who end up bringing you down and causing you to lose battles in the spirit that will release your wealth. That's all I have for today in this video. I hope this is of help to you. This is your big brother, King Jabez. Thanks for listening. God bless. Peace.